Welcome to elenasbarre low impact full body workouts. On this channel you find different format workouts that will help you to tone up your muscles, improve your posture, gain overall strength, endurance, balance and flexibility. Check more classes on elenasbarre Patreon. Join us for my crazy piano practice on Sundays. We also talk about controversial topics that can trigger you. You participate in our conversations voluntarily at your own risk. Read the disclaimer in the description box. If you don't want to be mentally or physically challenged, I suggest that you skip this video. Thank you so much for your understanding. Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to elenasbarre low impact full body workouts. Today I'm with Emma. Thank you, Emma, for joining me. We are going to talk about a few interesting topics. And if you guys would like to join us and share your story, we will be happy to talk to you. If you have more questions to us, click the link above. I share it here. And yeah, join us. We will have some fun. It's not going to be a super long live stream. We hope to have Sam and Glenn back with us next week. So if you have questions in regards to religion and relationships, remember to prepare them. And next week you will be able to ask guys the questions. So I see Michael from Chico, California. Good to see you, Michael. Thank you for joining. And then we have accounting ship. Hi, accounting ship. Yeah. Okay. Well, Emma, how are you doing? Emma had an injury. She recently fell down from the tree again.
No. I was just walking.
Oh, you were just walking this time. Okay.
I
realized your wrist. Is it moving? The shoulder?
Yeah, it's all around my thumb. I caught sort of there, and yeah, all around my thumb is quite painful moving. And
oh, bummer. Yeah,
it's very weak. But yeah,
probably you still will be able to do the abdominal exercises tomorrow for Pilates class with Melody. Melody will be running the Pilates class if you'd like to join us, and I'm sure that she will give you some modifications if she sees you.
I can always give it a go.
Yeah, give it a try. Join us. We always are happy to see you. So today, guys, I actually have a few videos for us to debunk or just talk about, really, and then see what you think. If you would like to join us, please click the link above, okay? So you will appear here and we can talk to you. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to click present here, share screen, and we are going into my folder. Okay, let's see this one.
We never talk anymore. What are you talking about? We talk all the time. No, we don't. When do we talk? When do we talk? I don't even know what that means. Exactly. You don't care about what I actually need in this relationship. All you think about is yourself. This is so ridiculous. I'm not going to have another argument where you're the victim and I'm the bad guy again. Thank you for proving my point that you don't actually care. This is one of those moments, isn't it? What moments? This is that dance that the counselor was talking about, isn't it? Where you're the pursuer and I'm the distancer and we're just missing each other. Oh, I remember that now. This isn't about just talking. This is about connection, isn't it? You needed something from me, didn't you? You were trying to reach for me in some way. You felt something and you either didn't feel safe to bring it up vulnerably or you didn't know how to. Yeah, I think you're right. All right, let's reset. Are we allowed to do that? Can we just start this whole thing over? I don't know. But this time, replace you never with a feeling and a desire for what would help you feel close to me. Okay, you promise you'll listen. I promise. I'm right here and I care. Well, if I was honest, I'm feeling lonely. And it would really help me to feel close and valued if you prioritized and potentially initiated some time in the day where we could just talk to each other about our day or how we're feeling, without looking at our phones or being interrupted by the kids. Babe, that was great. That was really hard for me to say. Yeah, I can completely understand that. I mean, in the past, I haven't done a great job at providing a safe place for you to be honest about your feelings, but I'm going to change that. Yeah, and I think that would really help me to be more vulnerable instead of trying to communicate my needs through passive aggressiveness or criticism. Look at us, babe. We never talk anymore. What are you talking about? We talk all the time. No, we...
Okay, did you get it, Emma?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. I'll stop sharing the screen for a little bit so that we can see if there are any thoughts that this little video has. Okay, let me check here. What do you think, guys?
She's trained him into her emotional tampon. He's doing all the work to make her happy, and it's all about her feelings.
You noticed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you do? Sorry, guys, my dog is making some silly noise here. Okay. This conversation would happen. Yeah, of course, accounting-ship. Well, I noticed that women claim themselves to be this super great in communication. They are so understanding and they do a communication job way better than men do, but yet they suck at expressing their feelings and what happens in their mind. And we see even this guy, he plays both roles. This is why he's wearing a wig. At first I thought it was two different men. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a trend where men pretend to be women, and it's just so crazy.
I think that's another type of podcast, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this guy in particular, he's acting as both man and woman. Now I understand why he's wearing a wig. Before I thought it was literally two different men, because it does change his look quite a bit, and I was probably too asleep to do that live stream, so it's quite funny. Yeah, let's check what the accountant-ship is saying here. You can't ask her about her feelings when she doesn't even know her feelings. True. Well, this is why I'm saying that women really suck at communicating what what they want. Oftentimes they don't even know what they want, right? And then notice how she wants him to be emotionally available, like Emma pointed out. She wants somebody to listen to her. So instead of doing his job, instead of being a man, right? And I'm not saying that you have to be mean and nasty about it, but just doing your thing, right? You need to have different priorities, not just your woman, not that you are, oh, my sweetheart, what are your desires for today? Let me listen to you for the rest of the day, because you apparently have so much to tell me, right? You don't want me to do my male duties, you just want me to sit and be your pillow. Then yeah, women lose respect for this man. But this is something women don't realize. So women really suck in communication. And then notice how the guy also assumes the fault in the end. He says, oh yeah, if I was, I want to go back to this video and rewatch it again.
There's obviously problems in the relationship because they've been to a counselor.
Yeah.
That was driven by her as well.
Oh, most likely. Yeah, good point, Emma, good point. So let's go back to it. We are going to watch it again and pay attention to the end, how he takes the blame to what is going on. So it's never her fault. It's just he's the one who wasn't paying attention to her, or something like that he said. So let's share again.
Actually care. This is one of those moments, isn't it? What moments? This is that dance that the counselor was talking about, isn't it? Where you're the pursuer and I'm the distancer and we're just missing each other. Oh, I remember that now. This isn't about just talking. This is about connection, isn't it? You needed something from me, didn't you? You were trying to reach for me in some way. You felt something and you either didn't feel safe to bring it up vulnerably or you didn't know how to. Yeah, I think you're right. All right, let's reset. Are we allowed to do that? Can we just start this whole thing over? I don't know. But this time, replace you never with a feeling and a desire for what would help you feel close to me. Okay, you promise you'll listen. I promise. I'm right here and I care. Well, if I was honest, I'm feeling lonely. And it would really help me to feel close and valued if you prioritized and potentially initiated some time in the day where we could just talk to each other about our day or how we're feeling without looking at our phones or being interrupted by the kids. Babe, that was great. That was really hard for me to say. Yeah, I can completely understand that. I mean, in the past, I haven't done a great job at providing a safe place for you to be honest about your feelings, but I'm going to change that. Yeah, and I think that would really help me to be more vulnerable instead of trying to communicate my needs through passive aggressiveness or criticism. Look at us, babe. We never talk anymore. What are you talking about? We talk all the time. No, we don't. When do we?
She actually said as well she wanted him to prioritize her.
Again, Emma, could you repeat that, please?
She also said she wanted him to prioritize her.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's all about her.
And then he says that it hasn't been safe, so I haven't been safe for you to express your feelings. He wants her to feel close to him. So it's all based on feelings also. There are no duties there. And I'm not saying that you just have to have duties for your husband and do what you are supposed to do as a wife, but
feelings do help in a relationship. But it shouldn't be all about the feelings. It should, yeah. I mean, I realize there's other things to worry about as well.
Exactly. Yeah, it shouldn't be just about feelings. I agree. Yeah, and then I wrote something and then I can't read it.
I do that.
Yeah, she wants him to prioritize her, and then he says that I will change that. I will be a better man for you. A very common narrative from feminists or egalitarians. Oh yeah, man up, be a better man. Yeah. So what do our guys think here? Accounting Ship wrote a few comments. Again, isn't this a real conversation? Here is how it would actually go. Okay, let's see the real conversation. Dance? What do you mean it's a dance? You aren't taking me seriously, Jimmy. Yeah, this is probably how it would go. He's trying to present women in a much nicer way. I kind of understand what he is trying to achieve, but by downgrading men and assuming the fault and the blame for everything that is happening in the relationship, he's not actually helping men. He is indirectly trying to teach women how to be women and better at communicating their feelings and what's on their mind, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like, dude, you are still preaching to women and men that men should be better men. Men should man up, and men are the ones who blame in regards to the emotional well-being of the family. So, yeah, this is something I wanted to show to you guys. And then there is another video also. Let's check it. Okay, we are done with this one. Let's look at this guy, okay? I'm not going to say anything. I know that we've talked about this guy with Glenn, but I'm curious what Emma has to say about it.
Okay.
Out against male promiscuity. I think one of the worst problems in our world is promiscuity in general. I don't support dudes like sleeping with a ton of women. A lot of guys are like, if a guy has a high body count, dudes will be like, dude, nice. I think it's degenerate.
It's still like a hot girl, go for it.
Yeah, I think it's degenerate, personally.
It's like contributing to the problem.
Exactly. A lot of influencers that are like, yeah, women with high body counts are bad, but also you as a man should go get laid as much as humanly possible. It's like, bro, you're literally advocating for men to contribute to the problem that you're calling out. I personally speak out against male promiscuity. I think one of the worst problems in our world is promiscuity in general. I don't support dudes like sleeping with a ton of women. A lot of guys are like, if a guy has a high body count, dudes will be like, dude, nice. I think it's degenerate.
It's still like a hot girl, go for it.
Yeah, I think it's degenerate, personally.
It's like contributing to the problem.
Exactly. A lot of influencers that are like, yeah, women with high body counts are bad, but also you as a man should go get laid as much as humanly possible. It's like, bro, you're literally advocating for men to contribute to the problem that you're calling out.
Okay, you got it, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So let's exchange some thoughts here about this one. What do you think, guys, about this? I know I ran it twice just so that you could get the message better. Sometimes when you watch it for the first time, you're like, what is going on? And then you start analyzing. This is why I did it twice. So Sheep is on his side. Interesting. Okay. And Emma, what do you think? Do you agree with him?
Promiscuity and like guys just putting about all over the place isn't a good thing. I mean, yeah, it's good for them at the time, but if they're looking for a relationship, it doesn't exactly scream they want that. It's, I mean, I personally wouldn't find that attractive, a guy that's sleeping with loads of women, or, you know.
Yeah, it would be, I get your point. I understand, like from a strict biological standpoint, the guys who are saying that, oh, but man is supposed to inseminate as many women as he possibly can. Yes, I get that point too. That's probably why guys are pushing this idea that promiscuity is okay for men, but it's not okay for women, because men and women are being evaluated based on different criteria, right? Because even women want a stronger and more experienced man, so preferably he should have dated a few girlfriends before he is engaged with the woman, right? Not too many, like not too crazy, but still, you know. But for long-term relationship, I actually I understand why he's saying that promiscuity is not great for men either. You see, it impacts men and women differently. It has different effects. So if a man can emotionally handle multiple sexual partners because he is biologically wired to do so, and women are not, women are supposed to commit to one man because of the childbearing process, right? If you just strictly look at biology, it makes sense. But for a monogamous relationship, it's essential that both people commit to each other. So, yeah. And what did you think about the choice of words that he used to describe the degeneracy of men who believe that it's okay to have high body count for men and yet tell women to have low body count?
It's a bit double standards, isn't it?
Oh, well, this is what I was thinking. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Not as I do. Do as I say and not as I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I personally don't really know his like life preferences. I've heard that he actually doesn't act upon his words, so he is still fucking girls, you know, but he's saying it publicly that he doesn't. You see, like there are a lot of issues with the credibility. So if you know the content creator, I don't mind the message per se if it was coming from a virgin guy, let's say, right? The guy who really preserves himself for the woman, and then he doesn't think that fucking around is such a great idea because of the STDs, the risks associated, right? If he is hanging out with whores all the time, he's likely to pick something not nice, even if he doesn't want to commit to the relationship. men still need to have some rational thinking involved in choosing which girl they want to ban, right?
Yeah.
So it's yeah, it's a tricky one, guys. It's a tricky one. Let us know what you think. Yeah, I know Ship is on his side. I get his point. I understand where he's coming from. I'm just I don't like men who don't say as they do, or other way around, don't act upon their words. So if there is a mismatch there, then I'm like, what are you talking about? You are not doing it. You're not following your own rules. Okay, so here, I'm pretty sure I used the word degeneracy in a comment I left here recently about these red pill guys. Yeah, definitely some content creators are not helping it. They are really not helping the situation. And to some extent, I agree that they are contributing. They are part of the problem. By men advertising and publicly announcing how many girls they are hanging out with, and especially if these girls are promiscuous girls, I don't see how it's helping, really. I don't see how it's helping men. I don't see how it's helping women with their delusion problems. Because women see what these girls get and they're like, oh, I want to be also on this show because it's one of the prestigious shows, let's say. Or not just that show, but like there are a bunch of shows where they are showing promiscuous women. And they are lowering the standards for women. Okay, and this is actually unhealthy. This is irrational. It also shows to men that you are not, in some cases, you're not following your own words. You're not following your own teachings, let's say. So yeah, the credibility sucks. Optics also not great for the red pill. There are a lot of content creators in the manosphere who are not interested in helping men. They don't want to help women, even in terms of female delusion, right? They just want the clout. They just want the eyeballs. And this is where I see a lot of them are standing. They are there for themselves, so that they get the benefit out of it, and then the rest of it just okay, either too old, they don't care what younger women and men are going to experience in the later years, or it could be ignorance of the situation. It could be all sorts of things. So I don't know why they are doing it, honestly. Yeah, the lack of care and self-centeredness, because we live in this. We actually watched a video. Maybe next time we can talk about it, because that video actually requires us diving deep into the topic. We live in a cluster B society. Where everyone is just so self-focused, so self-absorbed. And I'm not saying like everyone, you might find a few people who actually care, right? But on a broader spectrum, this is what we are experiencing. And it applies to the content creators in any field, really. Not just the red pill, not just the manosphere. It's just all over the place. And there is a problem with this. There is a problem with this. People need to stop thinking just about themselves. They need to start thinking also about the impact that their content, their message, their actions might have on our society.
Yeah, it's a problem everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, not just like nearsighted. Oh, I'm going to be good. I do what is good for me first. A lot of people are confusing the um, um, enlightened self-interest that Rollo Tomasi is talking about in his book, The Rational Male, with the self-focused, self-centeredness. Because it almost feels like there are guys in the manosphere who are promoting feminism for men, just as much as we have delusional women out there, right, who are going through some problems with processing the truth. Men are kind of doing the same thing. It's just feminism for men in a way, and I've seen people blaming red pill content creators for doing it, just promoting feminism for men, just upside down. It's just all about men, self-centeredness,
Yeah.
without thinking about any outcomes. Oh, we have Ashton here. Hi, Ashton. How are you doing? Yeah. Oh, she changed your name. Werewolf. You're so funny. Yeah, Ashton, we've been analyzing a few videos. Let's watch another one, and you guys tell me what you think about it. So I'm going to share my folder again with you. Oh, sorry. Okay, one more time. Let me get out of that one. Cool. So we can choose which one we want to talk about. We are going to talk about the strong woman. Hang on. Yeah.
Intimidate weak men. That's known. Because if he was an alpha and he was in his masculine energy, pure masculine energy, not wounded energy, he would want a smart, hardworking woman on his side because she will inspire him. She'll guide him. She'll give him advice. She'll give him constructive criticism. She will be there. She'll be his rock. And together they can build. I don't want a man to sit down and watch me build and clap for me. No, I want a man to build with. So when a man is intimidated by a strong woman, he's weak. It's because there's nothing to be intimidated about. Men and women don't compete with each other. They complete each other. So I do need a man that is in his alpha and masculine, because if he's not, then I will tap into my masculine energy to basically bring that masculine energy into the relationship, because he doesn't have it. So it's so important for a man to be healed in his alpha energy, in his healed energy, for him to be able to allow the woman safely to drop into her feminine and for her to be a little girl. And it's very important because a lot of men complain, oh, females are very masculine nowadays. Men made us become like that. Life made us become like that. But if I'm with a healthy man, I'd be a baby. I'd be a girl. I don't want to be, and I don't want to be the boss lady at home. I don't want that. I want to be a girl. I want to be taken care of. Strong women intimidate weak men. That's known. Because if he was an alpha and he was in his masculine energy, pure masculine energy, not wounded energy, he would want a smart, hardworking woman on his side because she will inspire him. She'll guide him. She'll give him advice. She'll give him constructive criticism. She will be there. She'll be his rock. And together they can build. I don't want a man to sit down and watch me build and clap for me. No, I want a man to build with. So when a man is intimidated by a strong woman, he's weak. It's because there's nothing to be intimidated about. Men and women don't compete with each other. They complete each other. So I do need a man that is in his alpha and masculine, because if he's not, then I will tap into my masculine energy to basically bring that masculine energy into the relationship, because he doesn't have it. So it's so important for a man to be healed in his alpha energy, in his healed energy, for him to be able to allow the woman safely to drop into her feminine and for her to be a little girl. And it's very important because A lot of men complain, oh, females are very masculine nowadays. Men made us become like that. Life made us become like that. But if I'm with a healthy man, I'd be a baby. I'd be a girl. I don't want to be, and I don't want to be the boss lady at home. I don't want that. I want to be a girl. I want to be taken care of. Strong women, intimidate.
Okay. You got the point, right? So tell me, guys, what do you think about it, or her message?
I agree with her.
Okay. Why?
Because I can relate to what she's saying. She can put it more succinctly than I ever could. But yeah, I mean, but she's not saying she wants to. Yeah, I mean, she actually says, you know, we're not here to compete. We're here to complete each other. And I've always said it. You know, men inherently are stronger than us, but we're stronger in other ways, and doesn't mean that we are trying to take the lead on that. You know, in a relationship. I mean, as you've quoted me, you know, I need someone that's stronger than me. But as you know, if I found a stronger man, yeah, absolutely, I would. I wouldn't have to be the you know, strong, tough girl that I am. It's only because I've had to be, if you know what I mean. Sorry, I know I'm sort of relating it to on a personal level. But yeah, absolutely. If I would love to just hand over the things I've got to be strong for to a man. So yeah, I agree with what she's saying. Just because we're strong, you know, on our own doesn't mean we would be that person in a relationship.
Sheep noted something here. Let's check his comment. She just said that men and women don't compete with each other. And then she said how she's going to compete with your man.
Didn't she say complete, though, rather than compete?
No, well, Sheep is actually, I think Sheep is onto something here, because the way she phrased it, and maybe she has the best intentions, okay? I don't know what your intentions are. I hope that, you know, she's trying to say that just because men don't have connection with their male side, or there are a lot of simps out there who are just pedestalizing women, and you know, they don't have their masculine presence, she has to behave like a man because she feels like she has no choice.
I've just read his new comment, and yeah, I get you now, Sheep. Yes, I did hear a bit as well. If he was weaker, then yeah, she would have to step in with that missing masculine energy.
Yeah, but at the same time, we have to remember that both men and women have been brainwashed to behave this way, this exact way. So women were taught how to be a strong, powerful, and independent woman who needs no man. And this is why I think Sheep has a good, solid point here, where she says that, yeah, she would love to have a strong man, but she would still compete with him, because she even said it by herself that she doesn't need a man to build for her, even though women are biologically interested in a lifestyle. They want a man who can build things, right?
Yep.
She wants to build with him because she thinks that she brings this kind of equal value to him. In terms of her constructive criticism that she would give him, in terms of what else? Her guidance and advice that she would give him. He probably doesn't need your guidance and advice, especially if he's doing his masculine job, his male job. Imagine my husband, he's an IT person, asking me, oh, dear, what do you think about this program or that program? And I have no idea. If he's doing a masculine task, he's not going to ask a woman for her advice.
No.
Right? So, like, yeah, I think Sheep is onto something. I agree with you, Sheep. You noticed this. Okay, let's see what, Ashton, what do you think about it? Okay, she left. Okay.
Oh, you're going to love that comment.
A comment about my friend above. Okay, let's look. Okay, thank you, Ashton. Yeah, let's look at this one. A friend told me there is not existence of red pill and blue pill views. It's all an absurd institution and a war that would make people more stubborn and freeing at each other. That's an interesting thought. You know what? Let me take a picture of this. I'll send it to some people. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Is there a purple pill?
There is a purple pill. It's the guys that are aware of the truth, but they choose to still follow the blue pill conditioning, preconditioning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are the guys that usually are the cloud chasers. They realize that, okay, biology is this, the observations are this, but we still choose to apply their blue pill tactics. They are still simping for women because they are trying to get into their pants and, you know, make a woman happy. Yeah. So then she mentions, back to that video, when a man is intimidated by a strong woman. Well, first of all, a woman is not supposed to be strong to begin with. From a biological standpoint, she is supposed to be taken care of by a man because during her pregnancy, she was the most vulnerable creature out there, right? She had to take care of the kids. She had to take care of the family, right? And then she says that it's okay for women to be strong. And this has been normalized, she points out at the beginning, that strong women have this impact on men, that men are being intimidated by strong women. Weak men, she says, weak men are being intimidated by strong women, and this is normal. So then if it's normal, what's your problem? You see the point I'm trying to make here? And then she says she wants to be a girl with the right kind of man, with a man who, if she is strong by herself, there is only so much men can do there. And you have to ask yourself a question whether men actually want to compete against you being strong, or they want you to be more like a woman. But if they don't see that you are like a woman, you behave like a woman, if all they see is that you are masculine, but then if your conditions are met, you will revert to your feminine energy. Yes and no. This is why she's single. Yeah. Okay, let's check here. And the feminists already started the war, although I agree that red pill versus blue pill is a little bit too simplified. Interesting. Let me take this picture too. Ship, thank you for sharing what you think, guys. Remember, you can always call us with the link above. Yeah, I would love to see a Ship is saying here, or somebody is getting Glenn's reaction video later. Yeah, I would love to bring your questions and your comments to him and see what he thinks, because he has been in the red pill for much longer than I have been. And I'm a woman. I mean, you know, the issues associated with that when you are in the manosphere and trying to make content about these topics. Yeah, I always refer you guys to check Glenn's content. I really respect what he's doing. He's trying to hold both men and women accountable and raise standards for women. because men already have pretty high standards placed on them. But that's a separate question. They also, yeah, if they are lazy, if they all they do is just sit on the couch and dream about a beautiful wife who will do everything for them. Men have their own issues there. We are not really talking about them. I try to talk more about what women are doing, because I'm a woman, right? I can I can talk more about these topics, and then I have women here. Whenever we bring men on stage, I ask them from like male perspective, okay, what do you think, guys? But I always refer you to check out Glenn's YouTube channel, Glenn Lawrence Presents, and Paul from Common Men podcast, and then R.P. Thor, who is also the author of A Dominant Masculine Presence. I highly recommend you to read his book. Oh, and then Paul also has a book, Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18. So go read those books, guys. Okay, the right kind of man, meaning the one who is very alpha about doing exactly what she wants him to do. Yes, ship. Yes. You see? Yeah. That's a good comment. That's a very good comment, Ship. There you go. I pictured it. Yeah. So he has to be alpha, but then she wants to still beta-ize him, so that he's your personal alpha, right? This is not how it works, guys. You want a strong man, you want a masculine man, you want this is why I actually refrain from calling men alpha or beta, because I think that beta men are not worse men. They are decent men. They are the provider men. They are just lacking masculinity. And masculinity is not just being an alpha dude out there. Biologically, there are fewer alphas than betas. So if you try to make everybody into alpha, there will be no alphas, because everybody will be special and unique. You see the problem here? If men are just more masculine and they don't take crap from women, this is how men used to behave historically. They even if they were beta men, if they had the male traits, they were still taking care of the family, right? They were fulfilling the beta duties, let's say, such as family provision, parenthood, investment, right? They still were more masculine. And women were more feminine. So now women are aiming only for the top 10%, maybe even less, maybe 4.5%. If they want a high value man, it reduces it even less. They just all want the alpha man. Our society, and partly it's the fault of the content creators in the manosphere, I should say, they made alphas into more superior. They say like, oh, everybody should want to be an alpha, but not everybody is. Not everybody is going to be that. Most men are not alpha men. Most men are not going to fuck everything they see. Duh, because our biology doesn't need, it only needs a couple of alphas out there. So trying to convert everybody into an alpha, it's not going to work.
No.
Yeah. Alpha about moving up in his career to bring her a bigger paycheck to spend on her. Yeah, because what's hers, it's hers, and also what's his, it's hers too. This is how women work. They want everything. Ask me how I know. I'll ask my husband. Yeah. Yeah, avoid this woman. Yeah, and she doesn't understand. This is the reason why she's single. This is the reason why she still hasn't found what she was looking for. Because if a masculine man looks at her and he says, oh my gosh, and this is what I'll have to put up with, I'll have to break her like a horse, like a wild horse, every single day for multiple years, assuming she finds the alpha that wants to commit for a long-term relationship with her, which is good luck, lady. There are just not that many men who want to commit to strong, independent women. Yeah. Notice how they are always trying to make it as if it's a man's fault. No matter what she does, it's a man's fault.
So how do you get out of that then?
What, dear?
So how does a woman get out of that then? If society or life has made them a strong, independent woman because they've had no choice, how does a woman get out of that so be able to attract a man?
Well, they need to let go of their power and control. They need to let go of their masculine energy. Women need to start to behave like women again. Not, and it will happen eventually with the natural cause of the situation, such as financial crisis. It will force women into this. But unless women realize that they've messed up, there is something that they do that turns away men. And if she was refused by a bunch of alphas, let's say, nobody has committed to her, this should tell us that it's not man's fault. She's doing something wrong. Okay. If everybody is to blame, then you are missing. You're missing something. You can't be this perfect human being who does no wrong. But in a feminist mindset, it's never her fault. She can't take accountability for her own actions. And this is why she's blaming men. This is why she says, oh, weak men are intimidated by a strong woman. The only men who would not be intimidated by her, they are not going to be interested in her because they want a feminine woman, not the combative bitch who will tell them how to live their lives. Women want somebody who is already at the finishing line, somebody who has already achieved something. If she wants to be a baby mama for some guy who lives at mom's basement, maybe her tactics, maybe her sharing her constructive criticism whenever he asks, and not when he asks when it's appropriate or not when it's appropriate, because we know how women operate, right? You let them a finger, they take the full arm. Maybe it will work on a 20-year-old guy, but she doesn't want that because this 20-year-old guy is still young. He doesn't have the resources that she wants. He can't offer her the lifestyle that she thinks she deserves. Okay. He still needs to become the man that women will be interested in, right? No, she wants the ready package, but yet, like Ship says, she wants to approve, you know, this action no, you need to fix this, okay, and then okay, here you still need to work on this part, you still need to be a better man for a woman. Yeah. Okay, Shiv here says, I'm fine with strong and independent, just don't like hostile lunatic. Yeah, she kind of sounds like one. Okay, I'm not a man, but let's imagine if I were a man. I know it's hard to put myself in men's shoes, but let's imagine I was like a high value man. This is a psychological test, actually, that I think would probably benefit women if they occasionally put themselves in men's shoes, which they, in order for them to do that, they need to understand how men think. And they're like, I don't care how a man thinks because I want what I want, damn it, and I want it now. I want it yesterday. And you'd better deliver, because if they ever were to put themselves in men's shoes, they would just realize like how absurd they are and how delusional, how irrational their expectations are. So, yeah. Yeah, of course she wants somebody that's stronger than her. But see, our society has created very strong women. Women who can handle everything by themselves, right? Or they say at least that they can. On a broader spectrum, I doubt that women can fix plumbing, women can fix electricity, women can fix infrastructure that we all benefit from. To some degree, all women still need men to fix things.
Yep.
But the amount of ego involved in thinking that you can do it all by yourself.
We can't.
You can't, exactly. This is why women are so isolated from reality. And look, feminist propaganda worked both ways. Men are also not helping it, especially if we are talking about simps. Yeah, I would also say shame these simps, because they are part of the problem. The guys who are pedestalizing women, the guys who are working on their eggshells around women to make women happy, they are creating more problems, even because there are more simps than the alpha dudes who fuck, or let's just say the guys who fuck, right? Who don't want to commit to women,
Yeah.
the bad boys, the F boys, right? There are just not that many F boys. They usually cycle through women. They are the ones who have multiple women who are spinning plates, right? Like most men are simping for women.
Yeah,
Because they're desperate.
But as long as there's girls putting out, there's going to be boys up for it. Done my bottle up too tight.
What are you doing?
So I was trying to undo my bottle. I'd done it too tight.
Okay. Is it tea?
Water. I just top up the tea bag. I'm on
Okay.
mint and ginger.
Okay, Sheep is saying here, the problem is with women's definitions. Lives in mom's basement, 2% body fat, and spends all day at the gym. High value alpha.
Top of his
Top
career.
of his career, $1 million house, takes care of his parents. Loser. Well, the guy who lives at mom's basement Depends on the guy. Like if a guy chooses to live at mom's basement because it makes more sense from financial standpoint, but he still fucks women.
Yeah, but that's all about looks, isn't it?
Yeah, women. Yeah.
The guy that was taking care of his parents, that shows he's got a heart and family means something to him. And
yeah, high value alpha. Top of his career, $1 million house, and takes care of his parents. Well, it proves to her that if he is capable of taking care of his parents, then he will be capable of taking care of her,
well,
right?
yeah,
To some extent. To some extent. Yeah. But then the guy who lives at mom's basement, who, let's say he's in a good shape, he is
well, he spent all day at the gym, so I'd imagine that he is in good shape.
Yeah.
But that's the high value alpha in women's definitions today.
Okay.
He's actually the loser. He's not got a job. He's just working out all day and living in mum's basement, whereas the high value man would be considered a loser. Well, the one that's got...
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I understand. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, thank you, Emma. Because I was like, okay, living in mom's basement, it's like women usually don't want that part. But if he is attractive, if he is fuckable, the problem is that this is where I wanted to get back to. Women evaluate men based on male criteria, how men are evaluating women. So if or even I would say men are evaluating women today based on their female.
Yeah, but dating apps like Tinder don't help, because we do, just because of those, we just judge on looks, because you're just like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm one of those women that actually takes, when I'm on Tinder, I do take the time to actually read what the person's wrote. If they don't write anything, I just swipe left, because I think, yeah, you're just out for one thing.
Yeah.
You can't be bothered to even tell me about you, or, you know, to sell yourself.
Oh, and see, this is why we need to bring the higher standards and rational criteria for evaluating both men and women, because women are evaluating men based on how men are used to evaluate women, based on the looks, right? Now men also evaluate women based on her independent status and how much money she makes. This is just wrong, okay? This is biologically wrong. It just it makes no sense, you know? I mean, like, it makes sense in terms of like what propaganda was trying to do, and it has achieved its goal. It separated men from women. So women are judging men based on how men look. Aesthetics is above all, right? And men are judging women based on how she looks, but also how much money she makes. You see, like, you want to be strong, powerful, and independent woman, you'd better perform like a man then. Ladies, what do you expect? You can't have a cake and eat it too.
Of course we can. I'm joking.
Yeah, yes, you can. Yeah. You can't have a cake and eat it too. You have to decide what's more important for you. Your strength and independence, but then you will be surrounded by these weak men, how she says in the video, who will be intimidated by you. Because the strong men who have masculine frame, who have masculine presence, they will avoid you. They will not touch you. Now, maybe they will fuck you, but then because you would be emotionally invested into this man, saying that, oh, just because he fucked, now I deserve this rational masculine man. I can only look at the masculine man. Like, I can only look at alphas. There is such term as an alpha widow. This is when a woman dated a lot of men, and then out of those men, there were a few who left such a big imprint on her that she can't let go. She must have those guys who only fucked her because she was available and maybe she's cute. See, men don't have the same attachment to sex. They can fuck many women. It doesn't affect men psychologically or emotionally in the same way as it affects women. Whether it's moral for them to fuck a lot of chicks or not, that's a separate question. But from a biological standpoint, if you are only operating with your biology, if you're driving, biology, well, yeah, our neocortex is there for a reason. If your biological programming overrides your neocortex, you're going to fuck everything that moves. Yeah, this is why you have your rational thinking skills. This is why you have your critical thinking skills to decide like whether you should fuck, maybe you shouldn't, right? And this applies to women too. If you were listening to your biology, actually, and women revert to biology when they realize that feminism has lied to them and misled them. Of course, they disregard the idea that they were the ones who bought into this propaganda to begin with because it sounded nice. It was appealing to them in their 20s. And look, when you are young and hot, where is our young friend here? Yeah, it's like, why not, right? Why not ride the carousel when you still can? And then you become a run-through whore. This was the whole idea of feminism. This is how it all started. Oh yeah, you get all of these benefits. Just sleep around, behave like a man. What men can do, women can do too.
No.
And now you see women behaving more like men. And then you see men behaving more like women. What did you expect would happen? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all gone a bit mad, isn't it?
Oh, what was I trying to justify? I lost.
That was his comment above, but you were trying to justify the guy living in the basement.
Well, because if you just give me a guy who lives in mom's basement, I'm like, huh. And it's most women, okay? I'm not just saying it's uniquely. Probably Emma wouldn't want a guy if his description was just living in mom's basement, and then he was fat and ugly, and he didn't make any money.
I wouldn't go for a gym rat either.
You wouldn't go for what?
A gym rat either. Somebody that's at the gym all day.
At the gym all the time. Yeah, it has to be like a balance. Hypogamy is not a straitjacket, as Rollo Tomasi says in his book. Women can close their eyes on your looks if you have a dominant masculine presence and if you are good at what you do. Like if you a great accountant, for example, okay, or if you have other qualities, if you are not simping for women, if you know how to talk to women, right? So it's not just one thing. It could be a combination of multiple things. But frame is above all. Masculine frame, guys, okay? It's something that really attracts women. Even if you are a beta man, you should still have a masculine frame. Yeah, not everybody is going to be an alpha, so own who you are and try to work on your masculine skills. Read the book by R.P. Thor. That's a fantastic book, a dominant masculine presence. Yeah. And just follow guys for more tips and recommendations. I'm not licensed to give you any advice in regards to men. I can give you some ideas on what women find attractive, but I can't tell you for sure whether it works or not because I'm not a man and I haven't tested some of those tactics. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Ashton, I did react to your comment. I actually took a picture of it and I'm going to show it to Glenn to see what he thinks about it. Okay. It was an interesting comment. Yeah. So cool. Yeah, women need to make up their mind. Like, what's important for them? What's more important for them? To be strong, powerful, and independent? If they want that, then they will be with men are just reacting to what is being given to them because most of the institutions are in favor for women. So men are just adjusting their behavior based on what they're given. So if women gave them something else, they would be like, okay, now we can be more masculine. Now it's okay for us to do that.
Sorry, yeah.
Because women started it. It started in church, actually. This is one of the reasons why church cannot fight feminism, because it was born in church.
Right.
And then you even if you fight it, even if you, let's say,
it's gone too far. You won't fight it now. And women are taking over the world. You know, and I'm not being like, go women. I mean, and that there is more women or girls being born than boys. So we are literally taking over. Yeah,
exactly. It's been here for multiple generations. I'm not saying that through millennia it's been like that all the time, but like 5 generations at least. It's a long time to install a certain way of thinking, a mindset, an ideology on people. It's going to take us just as long time to undo it. The external factors such as economic crisis or financial crisis or depression, recession, it might speed it up. It might give it like a boom so that people will realize it sooner, but it's still going to take multiple generations to undo the damage.
It's also what kids today are being taught, for these things to be passed down, but
exactly.
if they're not being taught it, they're not gonna, look at what they are being taught and what they're finding off the internet. Don't get me on the generation thing because that's one of my things at the moment. Generation Z and Alpha. I'm hearing a lot about Generation Alpha at the moment, and you just think how these 10-year-olds are behaving is just insane. And you're like, there's no way. I actually worry for the future.
Oh, I'm worried too, and I'm scared. I'm worried and scared because what we are teaching, and I'm not talking about myself or you on an individual level, on a broader scale, what schools, colleges, churches are preaching, what they are teaching for kids and for parents, because effectively only parents can sort of direct their kids if they want them to do something else.
But all the Generation Alpha at the moment are being raised by millennials. And this is when the attitudes and everything started turning. And look, we've had Generation Z since then and now Generation Alpha, but each generation is getting worse.
Oh, it is, yeah.
And these 10-year-olds at the moment are walking around thinking they're adults. How do you get through to that? You can't, you literally can't tell them anything. They don't listen.
They don't listen. They don't have respect for authority.
No.
A lot of teachers, I've talked to a lot of teachers, and I used to teach myself. I used to work with teenagers and children. They have no respect. Respect is not taught to them. Well, because their parents
Like the soft parenting.
were also taught that way. And what feminism teaches us is that you can love without having respect for the person. When the Bible teaches us that there is no love without respect. You see, so they are trying to change like the definitions of the words, and it's just scary. It's just scary. Yeah. Okay, Ashton here is writing, born in church. Oh, you're talking about feminism, right? I thought it was born through women who wanted women to work outside the household, like the Virginia Woolf era. It started in church and then it expanded. The women, the female priests, they are the ones who pushed it. Yeah.
Sorry, we digressed, but it kind of ties in with what we're talking about. But yeah, it's.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then she asks what happens to your.
Yeah, I have answered her.
Yeah. She fell over. Yeah, Emma, you need to take care of yourself.
I am just inherently clumsy, and I think ADHD. You're always in a rush, and you know, you move too fast before your brain really engages. And I mean,
so slow down.
It's been hard this week because I keep myself busy all the time, and this week I haven't been able to do any of the things that I like to do. So I read that as the universe's way of telling me to just slow down and just be.
Slow yourself down. Yeah. Well, Ashton sends you big hugs and quick recovery. Yeah.
I know. I was hoping to teach tomorrow, but I'll try next week. I am. Hopefully,
He will try to join us for Pilates tomorrow with Melody. We will do some Pilates / yoga exercises with her tomorrow. So come join us, guys. And then I'll try to make shorter videos. I'm actually thinking of doing a cross-training program, like as a whole. So I've been working on a few videos, and I'll create it most likely on Udemy. There will be like a course, and it will include all of the elements that I've been teaching for a while now. It will have Hatha yoga, Ashtanga, different kinds of yoga, Pilates, belly dancing, and barre. And then it will also have some face yoga exercises. It's going to be like a full program for people. So yeah.
I showed my mum the face yoga. She couldn't. She was like, "How did you keep a straight face?"
I know, it's so fun, but
she said we look like goldfish out of water.
Did you know? Like, did you feel the activation of the muscles? And you know, it's good. It's good if you go beyond the laughing face. If you actually pay attention to to the muscles and the activation, you're going to feel it. I'm actually noticing even some results. I've been doing it for almost a month now. I try to do it every day. Well, sometimes I do some parts of the exercise and then I skip the rest of them because it could be like a full length 1 hour class on its own. Wow. Just if you do all of the exercises. And I'm not even talking about like everything you could do, but these are just a few exercises that are very effective for your face, because our face has a lot of muscles and it has bones too. So the bones, in order for them to preserve the density, so that you don't have like osteopenia, osteoporosis, or like sagging in the case of the face, they will just slowly shrink in and like down. because of the lack of the activation. It's important to press on the bones with the muscles so that bones feel a little bit of pressure and they stay where they are. They're not going to lose their density. Yeah. Okay, Ashton is asking, do you think women are great leaders or only men? Are you asking me if I would vote for a female president? Hell no. Even if she's good, no. Women should not be presidents. Women should not be teaching. Women should not be preaching in church. Yeah, I would not vote for those.
Sorry, keep yawning.
Yeah, I don't even think, like, look, we've given women the right to vote, and look what shit women have been voting for. Oh, seriously. Yeah, to some degree, I agree with Pearl. Women should not have the right to vote. If women own like a house, if it's based on the ownership, like she owns a car, right, outright without mortgage, because a lot of women will say, oh, I own a house, I own a car with a mortgage. It's like, no, you don't actually own it, the bank owns it. The moment you default on your payment, your house and your car, everything goes to the bank. So you don't own jack shit. The women who are actually owning property and like cars, they could vote, but it has to be owned outright without mortgage. You know, but most people, they can't live without mortgage. Everything goes on the credit card, and yeah, I think those people who have loans, they shouldn't vote.
I disagree.
Huh?
I disagree. I think if you're part of society, you've got a right to say who is leading your country. Or
well, that's yeah, I mean, it's a tricky question. It's just for major decisions like financial decisions or taxes, for tax purposes, it should be the people who you know, have their resources, who when these taxes are going to impact them more than anybody else out there.
Look at this, in the UK, you can get married. Well, the age to vote is 18. The age of consent is 16, and with your parents' permission, you can get married. So at 16, you can get married. So like taxes and things like that would affect you, and but yet you can't vote.
Well, see, this is actually a good thing. I think they probably could also move the voting age for later. Well, it's not going to happen, guys. I'm just
if
we're just giving here.
If you're old enough to get married, then you should, you know, be allowed to vote. I do think that.
Yeah. Or if you choose to be single, but you have business, you have you have accountability for other people, like you know, you have property, then yeah, you should be able to vote. But again, like 18 is probably too young for, like, most people don't know what's going on. They don't realize. Look, I even don't completely understand everything that's happening. You know, I try to learn. I try to surround myself with smart people and ask them if you know, something happens, because I'm still learning. Yeah. Hey, what's wrong with using financial leverage? I like investing the bank's money and keeping the profit, they would do the same to me.
Yeah.
Financial leverage. Well, there is nothing wrong with this if you do it wisely. If you know what you are doing. If you're not a gambler, you know, like people lose a lot of money. My husband does finances, and he does investments, and he can tell you more about those things. But he notices a lot of people are just gambling. You know, like they're treating stock as a long-term investment. So they like put the money, let it sit for multiple years, and then they are so bummed when the stock went down, and then they lost all the money or a good chunk of it.
You got to keep your finger on the pulse on that one.
Well, exactly. There is no a quick fix, fast result. Like TLDR, it applies everywhere. You still need to invest your time into understanding how the money system works, right? If you are going to invest your money into something, at least go educate yourself about the financial system so that you can understand what you are dealing with. Yeah. I've heard that they only legalized female voting so a party could get more votes. Yeah. The same kind of happens with church. They are appeasing to women. Have you watched the priest who has been possessed by the devil? That was the title of the video that we put out there with Glenn. That same priest who calls that Jesus is a stripper. Yeah.
Look.
You haven't, yeah. That video is not very long, actually. It's more like 13 minutes long. So go check it out, and yeah, tell us in the comments what you think about that video, guys. It was a funny one. Yeah, and they are appeasing to women because women are keeping the lights in the church, because women are the ones who are coming to church. It's mostly women, right? So everything, all of the economy is run based on the separation of men and women. Or should I say the separation of women from men? Yeah. But I think the right to vote is vital, because then if someone is bad running for office, more women can vote to stop it. But would they? I mean, if objectively the person is bad, I've yet seen women. Well, there are women, some women who would vote for rational candidates, who would vote for the functionality. But most women are emotionally driven. So
if someone bad is running for office, they're going to get in no matter what.
Exactly. And they can use all sorts of
money involved somewhere, but
they can use all sorts of emotional manipulative tactics on women to convince them to vote for them, and then it's like, they are going to get that position in the office anyway. Yeah. So yeah, just saying that my 2% mortgage shouldn't keep me from voting. Well, it depends on if mortgage is useful if you are having most of the money, and if you have, like, let's say like 10%, you only take like 10% of mortgage to cover the expense, right? And then you are capable of paying it off on time. Then yeah, it's not a problem, Shape. I'm not worried about you. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I heard something out there.
Well, exactly, Ship. Women are usually voting for the terrible people running the office. You see, Ashton? Here you go. Here you go. I'm not the only one saying this. Yeah. Women are very irrational, and this is what they are relying on. If they want to push something, they will go through women. And we talked about it with Glenn and also Nick from Christianity Unplugged. They were saying that women are more susceptible to deception. They are trusting literally pretty much anything they hear. So it's very easy to deceive women. Look at the devil's apple. Eve was the one who took the apple, who ate the apple, and who fed this apple to Adam, right? So yeah, you can't trust women, and you shouldn't trust women. And women vote for bad things. Not all women, but we are talking about most, okay? Women are driven to what they are taught, and they see only that unless they can be changed. Well, yeah, they have been taught to behave this way. Yeah. And like changing women, changing the mindset of people, it's a lot of work. This is partly what we are trying to do here, but it's going to take longer than that. It's not going to happen in my generation for sure. Maybe our kids, maybe even our grandchildren will see the fruits of our work. Because right now it's just too rusty. Women don't want to change right now because everything works fine. Everything works in the woman's favor. They don't see it in multiple generations. They don't even see what is going to happen to them in their lifetime if they mess up, if they sleep around. And then, like, what do you expect them to think about the future generation? Oh, you're asking too much from women, you know? Some women can, like Emma is here, you know? Melody and you, Ashton. But otherwise, I think women are capable of voting. Oh, they definitely are capable of voting. Whether they will vote for the good thing or not, that's a totally separate question. Yeah. Men seem to change women, so, but sadly, sorry, I can't read today. My guy is a liberal and wants me to be kind of democratic, and I'm not budging from my beliefs. Yeah, sure. Yeah, men can change women, but this would require men to become more masculine and come back to the biblical patriarchy. Yeah, this would require men not to be simps. This would require men to change the institutions, because institutions are the ones that are having great impact on our lives, that are teaching both men and women. So it will require quite a few men to like push back and say, no, we are not doing this shit. No, it's too much. You've gone too far, and we are stopping here. And we see this, but it has to be run for longer. So most likely, Ashton, you're younger than us, but I mean, not that much younger. You know what I mean? So it probably will be your kids who will see the change. Well, schools are institutions. Schools, colleges, and churches, they are all institutions. Marriage is also an institution. It's a governmental institution. The law system also is institution. So there are a lot of things that have to change for us to improve the situation. Well, thank you for joining, Emma. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you, Sheep. Thank you, Ashton, for showing up, and Michael, Chico from California. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye.